This is Hot Mike. Hot Mike. On the networks of WDAY. Here's Dom Izzo.
Let's take a moment and talk about bunions. The original line read as this: bunions. You may have heard of them. That was my original line.
Hey, thank you, Dom. Johnny Cool Guys there with the sunglasses on.
That was off the dome.
To the west of
when I'm
Illinois.
looking on it, like west. I
Yes,
shouldn't say
west.
right and left. Is that Missouri?
That is Missouri.
Yes.
That
It's
is
underneath
Missouri.
Iowa.
Way to go.
I'm getting good at this.
He's coming.
So we're going to like the bottom peninsula region.
Peninsula.
Okay, we're going to come back on the ETSU tailgate
Okay.
and then go to you. How am I going to go from a tailgate to bunions? Okay, good deal. Let's take a moment and talk about bunions.
Oh boy, Kyle even gave you a zinger before we came on the
what's
air
up
here.
with that? I was right. So you give me some flack on. We were trying to point out where Korea was, and I was right. Okay, I was almost 100% sure I was right. How was I not?
right.
How was I not?
Because it wasn't there. You had it
even
near
pulled
Australia.
it. We even pulled. No, you just looked at it wrong while I was zooming in. That's on you. I was right.
Oh, we could go sideways here. I'm not going to do that today. First, thanks for coming by because you are the Iron Man for the next couple days.
Busiest man in showbiz.
You got a cot up at the Dome. You're going to be
Ready
up there
to
the
go.
next 3
Yeah,
days.
you're going to find me on Saturday morning just sleeping up in your broadcast booth, ready to go.
Got to do what you got to do,
Box
right?
of donuts next to me, ready to fly.
Well, and you got a game today, which we're going to get to in a second. We'll give
Yep.
you the lineup of games going on up at the Dome. 3 games tomorrow, 2 at the
Yes.
Dome, and then 1 out in West Fargo.
Yep, one in
And then we
Horace,
got the
yeah.
Bison game on Saturday.
Yeah, it's going to be
Other than that,
something.
you're not doing much for us. around here.
I'm starting to take seriously the tea and making sure the vocal cords are good.
Good.
I know
Yes.
I haven't prioritized that in the past.
Do
but I'm
it.
starting to get that down. But it's going to be an interesting. Well, this week just starts 3 months really of go.
The crossover season
Yep.
begins in full next week. So, yeah, here we go.
This
'Cause
is
next
gonna be
week we have
something.
volleyball, basketball, football. Following week is Gonzo. I can't even get there. So,
yeah, basketball, Dakota Bowl.
before we get to the serious stuff, since you're going to be working tomorrow, what's the candy you got to have? Was there one you had for Halloween? Like, okay, this is the one.
Oh.
Because we're going to unveil the rankings tomorrow on
Well,
the big show.
you know me, I'm not going to turn down any form of candy. The thing is,
Anything, no nuts. We
I'm
know
allergic
that.
to
So
nuts.
Can't do any peanuts, nothing like that.
I
is
looked
out.
at your list. I saw you tweeted it out this morning. And
last year. That was last year.
It was last year's list?
2024.
disgusting. There's too many nuts in there. Can't eat half of the list. So I would have
Are
to
you
make
more
a
of a
nut.
hard candy guy? Is that
No,
your deal?
no, I'm a
Okay.
chocolate guy.
Okay.
I'm a chocolate
Okay.
guy. Kit Kats are high.
That's tremendous. That's a great
especially
pick.
as of lately.
Yep.
I don't know what
Yep.
it's been last year. I've been a Kit Kat guy.
tremendous.
M&Ms are good. Like Hershey drops. I know they probably don't give them out on Halloween, but like Kisses.
Okay, just the Hershey Kiss?
Yeah, a
Yep.
drop is pretty much just a circular form
Oh,
of that.
I don't think I've seen those.
Yeah, pretty
Okay.
good, pretty solid.
Really? Okay.
So big chocolate guy. I saw you put Jolly Ranchers on
Yes.
there. Those are pretty good. I'd put Laffy Taffy up in the conversation.
Whoa, okay.
I'm a big Laffy Taffy
All
guy. Skittles are good.
Yeah, I get
but
raked over
I
the
can't-
coals
I
on
can't
Skittles.
I can't do too many though.
Because sometimes I chew the inside of my mouth, I bite my cheeks on it, and
Ah,
we're
yeah,
done. The same
yeah.
with Starburst. I do
was
the
to say,
same thing.
you
It's
could
like
do that
I
with-
can't do that.
yeah,
And
that'll mess you up for
Right.
the rest of the day. You get a
Correct.
good bite on the inside of the cheek,
Correct.
you're done for. Twizzlers, I saw you had on. I'm not a Twizzlers guy.
No?
I'll do some, but they got to be like the bigger Twizzlers. Have you ever seen those?
I don't think so.
Not like
I
the
got-
little skinny rope ones,
I
but
took a-
ones that have some
Oh,
width to it.
okay.
Those ones are
The
better.
red vines like that?
Yeah.
Because that's the
You can get them at gas station. My mom always gets them. Something chews or what they're called. And they're like little bite-sized pieces.
Well, I got raked over the coals. I didn't have black licorice on there. Black licorice stinks.
High chew. Thanks,
that it?
Kyle.
Yeah.
That's the one.
Yep.
Um,
Black licorice.
black
is
licorice?
terrible.
No, not good.
Yeah,
No.
I'm not a big fan.
I
of
had that for the
so.
first time in, where were we? Normal, Illinois
Yeah?
State. Yeah.
Oh, that's right. You had it a few weeks ago.
Somebody handed it to me,
Yeah.
and I took a bite out of it. I'm like, oh, what is this? This is horrible. So, yeah, black licorice is off my list.
What was the best costume you did for trick or treating?
Oh, man.
Your favorite one that you did?
You know, there was one, I wouldn't even call it my favorite, but there was one that was memorable to me. I wore my brother's old New Prague basketball jersey and a Scream mask.
Oh.
And made no sense. I couldn't see a thing out of the mask. So I tripped on a
Oh, no.
sprinkler head
Oh, no.
and broke my toe.
Oh.
That has been the most memorable Halloween memory that I have.
How old were you for this?
Oh, probably 12, something like that. Yeah, I ate it. I ate it on
Were
the floor.
you close to your house? Or
Oh,
you
I
were
was
out and about?
I was at my neighbor's house. I didn't even make it past 2 houses. And I was
turned around
done
and
for
went
it.
home?
Yeah, I was done for
Done
it.
for the day?
Yep, I was done.
It's like an ACL tear, like the third play of the game.
We're out. We're out. I Anthony Richardson
terrible.
patted the head, walked back to my room, and I just sat there for the rest of the night. I was done.
Oh man,
Yeah.
You can't avoid taking shots at your guy AR. there, man.
No. That's how I
Oh,
felt. It
man,
was
that's
no.
fantastic.
I took more joy in hanging out at home once I got a little older and just dealing out whatever. We were a pop family. We give out like
Seriously?
Shasta and stuff like that.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know why.
You gave out drinks.
Yeah. My mom just decided, you know what? We're going to take a turn in this neighborhood, and we're going to give out.
That's a left turn if I've ever heard
We're going
one.
to give out knockoff pop. So that's what we did.
Along with candy or just soda?
Well, I think once we ran out of the soda, because we made sure it was for VIP guests that got the soda, and then we'd
Who's
switch.
VIP?
I like family members,
okay,
people that I vaguely recognized, and then
Or like direct neighbors, like
yes,
close to your house.
Make
That's
sure we were in
hysterical.
good standing with people,
That's
and then
awesome.
The rest,
I don't think
got
I've ever
whatever.
heard that before.
Yeah, I don't even.
That will weigh down the bag if I've got a
Oh
thing
yeah,
of soda in
it
there.
probably put a damper on a lot of kids' nights. I wouldn't doubt it. But hopefully they enjoyed
Well, right,
it.
you're going like,
it's
wait a
not
minute, what
not
is
like
this?
it's a good drink we were giving out either, but it brought excitement.
So we had near our house, we had a neighbor that would give out like the extra the size bars, like
king size
like,
stuff?
like the
Yeah.
king size Kit Kat. Like we're talking
would be-
monster.
yeah.
Now that's like $100 bill when you're like
Right.
you're 7
Right.
years old. Like this is
Right.
the best. Or the king size peanut butter cup with 4 of them in there. Let's
I
go.
wouldn't tell you what
Right?
that tastes like.
I'm
but
telling you, man. That's when I know you're missing out, but that one's pretty darn good. So Butterfinger, you can't
no,
enjoy that
can't
one
have
either.
that. Can't have Snickers.
Yep.
Um,
Three Musketeer, have you had that?
yes, I've had that.
So that's controversial take I had because I like
It's
that.
nougat, isn't it?
Yep.
Nougat's
Yeah,
not bad.
that's all
That's
right.
pretty good.
All right, I'm making myself hungry.
I know.
So we'll save this for tomorrow.
I gotta stay at the Dome for a couple hours. Can't eat. We're talking about food.
Let's bring this up. So here's our TV lineup, what we got going on for the next couple days up at the Dome. So we've got today, Sam's got the call coming up here at 11:30. He's racing up to the Dome after we're done here. And we'll give you the lineup of games in a second. That's the only game we have. That's on WDAY 2 coming up after we're done here later today. And then tomorrow we got all 5 games will be on WDAY 2 and WDAY Plus starting at 10 a.m. Sam's got the 10 a.m. and the 12:30 game tomorrow. And then 6AA at 3 o'clock. 8AA, we previewed that yesterday with a Hawley-Barnesville matchup, and then DGF and Thief River Falls to wrap it up at 8 o'clock tomorrow. Here are the games going on today up at the Dome. So you got the first one, the 5A championship with Uppsala Swanville and no, that's tomorrow.
That's tomorrow.
So Section 4-9, man. Hillcrest Lutheran and Border West is the first one you got going on.
That's the one today.
Today.
Should be good.
You've called Border West.
Border West
before,
did them
right?
last year
Yeah.
when they took on Hancock. It was 22-20 game, and Chase Evink was playing in that game. Now Border West, they're back in it. Wheaton, Herman, Norcross, Clinton, Graceville, Beardsley.
Yes. That's Border West.
Yeah. That's,
CGB used to have its own team, as did Wheaton.
Yes. They co-opted a
Wheaton
couple
used
years
to be
ago.
really good in football.
They co-opted about 3 years ago, I want to say.
And Hillcrest is located in Fergus Falls.
Fergus
for those
Falls,
that don't know.
yes. So Border West, it's back-to-back years. In my opinion, they have to go up against one of the most imposing figures in nine-man football. Hillcrest has a quarterback that's really good. 6'4", 215, can run like a deer.
And
and throw-
nine-man?
Yeah.
6'4", 215.
That's
Holy
not bad.
cow.
That's
All
not
right.
bad.
So that's the first game. That's the one that Sam has. The other games today up at the Dome, and these are not televised. Kitson County Central and Stephen Argyle. They play every year. They play every year in Section 8-9 man. You can set your watch to it that they're going to play. That's at 2 o'clock. Section 6-9 man, another great rivalry game. Fertile Beltrami and Foston will play at 4:30. And then the final game of the day, here's another rivalry game, Monoman Waban against Red Lake County. That's at 7 o'clock tonight at the Dome. There are some teams we see here all the time.
Yep.
Those are a few of them, and like Fertile. Fertile went it all the way to the state championship a couple years ago.
Monoman's
and Monoman
really
Waban's
good. Yep.
always good with Coach John Clark. So
It's going to be fun.
okay, so those are the games today. Tomorrow, you've got Uppsala Swanville and BBE, Belgrade Bruton El Rosa. Now, both of these teams are making, this is a haul for both of these teams to come to the Fargo Dome.
And it's like the fourth time in the last 5 years these two teams have met in the section championship. So it should be good. BB's been struggling record-wise. USA's good as always. I think these two teams will give each other their best shots.
I have bias for the next game because I have my in-laws are from Breckenridge. They live there forever, so I'm rooting for the Cowboys tomorrow in the 6A game.
They're good. They're
with
good.
Parker's Prairie. That's at 12:30. So you got the first two games tomorrow at the Dome.
Yep. Carson Yagi, by the way, I think I saw he was up for Minnesota Coach of the Week or something like that. So congratulations to him. And Breckenridge is really good. Parker's Prairie, they run that single wing, fool you with misdirection, so it could go anywhere.
So good luck on that. Is calling for
pretty
it.
Much.
Tell Brody good luck shooting on that for follow who's got the football.
Just follow everybody. Follow your first instinct.
Then we've got Osakis and Holdingford coming up at 3 o'clock in the 6AA. Cullen Holt will have the call of that game. Shout out to my guy Tim Free, used to work here at WDAY, a Holdingford native, against the Silver Streaks of Osakis. And
that's
then
a haul for them too.
Yeah, that's not close.
That's a haul as well.
Why are they playing here?
I don't know. I really don't know. Yeah,
like
there's much closer.
Stomping grounds in St. Cloud.
We were talking about that yesterday up in the office. Husky Stadium would make a lot more sense for some of these teams. Granted, not every day you get to play in the Fargo Dome at a venue like this, so why not make the trip? But that's a lot of traveling for the next couple of weeks, especially if you win.
Well, the rule in Minnesota is you got to play on turf. You got to have turf for
well,
this
Husky
round.
Stadium has turf.
I mean, where else around that part of the world, though, has it?
I mean, some of the St. Cloud Tech has a nice facility that does. Monticello has a nice facility.
I mean, they could go play in Fergus, honestly.
Could play in Fergus. That's a good facility. Brainerd, is that any closer? I don't know.
I'm sure the kids get a kick out of, hey, we're going to go play indoors. It's a big-time venue, but that's a long ways on the bus for them.
I also find it interesting that it's Minnesota schools playing in a different state. I know. I haven't gotten past that yet.
When I first moved here, I couldn't because Grand Forks used to host games as well. The Alaris used to have the northern half of Minnesota would come up there. I'm like, really? They're playing their section. The games to go to state are in a different state.
Right. Interesting. But it's fun.
It's cool.
It's fun.
And then the last two are just going to be dynamite. Hawley Barnesville, I'll get your thoughts on that in a second. And then DGF and Thief River Falls is the final game at 8 o'clock tomorrow night. Again, all those games are on WDAY 2. Hawley lost 6 games in a row in the middle part of the season.
I was following them a little bit at the beginning of the year, and I knew they had a pretty solid start, and then I kind of fell off of the radar there, and man, what happened? But props to them for reeling it back around and getting back together. And Barnesville, I think, was doing the same. They've played a couple of close games for their comfort lately this year, and now it seems like they're full steam ahead. So that'll be really fun.
Playing in the section championship.
They're used to that. They're used to that.
Before we go to break here, we'll get your thoughts on the buys when we come back. You have also the Horace game tomorrow night with Bismarck Legacy. That was a 1-point Horace win at the Horn in Bismarck when they played back in September. I've had plenty of emails. I talked about it on Monday's show. We discussed it when we were down in Brookings when we saw how things were playing out, that Horace won the game against Shanley. West Fargo beat Cheyenne, so Shanley's left out. I don't know if we have the best 8 teams that are in the tournament in AAA football.
I would say no. I don't.
Because I don't know how many of these games are going to be close this weekend. I think your game is probably maybe the West Fargo Bismarck game. That might be it.
And West Fargo, again, that was a team that hasn't had the greatest record on the year, but they're putting it together. That's a harsh penalty for Shanley.
I ask you this because you saw both Bismarck and Century earlier in the season.
Did.
Shanley beat both of those teams.
Exactly. I think you go Davies, Horace, and Shanley for a good portion of the season. Those 3 were atop of the WDA. And I think it's a really harsh penalty for the year that Shanley had. And then to say, okay, you slipped up once against Cheyenne, played a really good game against Horace, but Horace is one of the top 2 teams in the state.
Correct.
You lost in overtime. That means you're not going to make the playoffs, and we're going to put 2 teams. Well, Cheyenne, I don't think has a losing record, but West Fargo,
Mandan's 2-7.
Yeah,
and West Fargo's 3-6.
Yes, I agree.
There's a better way to do that.
What else can you do to tweak it though? Because
top 8, man, and you might still get somebody with a losing record in, but at least you get the best. You solve the problem of we don't have the best 8 teams in. I don't care if there's 4 from the East and 4 from the West.
I was going to say, because you're probably going to get 5 from the East and 3 from the West.
I don't care if you get 7 from the West and 1 from the East. If those are the best, That's what we want.
If there's
Don't you?
if there's a mass agreement, then yes, I would say
See,
go
this
for
is the
that.
counterpoint to what you always argue with me about, because Minnesota has everybody in. So you got a chance. Doesn't
Yes.
matter if you're the 8th seed, you got a chance to beat the 1 come playoff time.
Exactly. Yeah.
And there is some credence to that argument here. North Dakota's never decided to do that, even though they have less teams than Minnesota.
It would make sense in North Dakota to
I
do
think
it
it would
rather
make-
than
I
what
would agree.
6A football
Correct.
does in Minnesota.
It would have more sense in North Dakota than it does in Minnesota, frankly,
I
because there's
agree.
more
Yeah.
teams. But that's the route that they have chosen to go with, and they'll take some flack on it. Frankly, I don't know if anybody else is talking about it except me, because I'm not a big fan of how this
I'm
played
sure
out.
Coach Madden's talking
And
about it.
I'm
lately.
not trying to be Shanley hotline here, but I'm just saying that you. And the argument is, don't lose to Cheyenne, don't
Exactly.
lose to Horace,
Yeah.
and I get that. Yep. But they still won 6 out of their 9.
Right.
You can't tell me a team that won 2 out of 9 should be there.
Right. I totally agree with you, and I'm all on board with the bring everybody into the playoffs thing. I'm on,
I know you are.
especially
Yep.
North Dakota. I'm on board
Yeah.
with it. Give the seniors another opportunity to play a game, and maybe we'll see an upset in there. But I definitely think Shanley should be in this playoff some way.
All right, so Sam will have game today and then 3 tomorrow between Minnesota and you just make sure you got your right rosters of where you're going to
Yeah,
play.
I know. I kind of left the house in a hurry and just grabbed whatever
Make sure you
papers
got
I
your
could
folder.
find and threw them in my backpack. So I'm really hoping I got Hillcrest and Border West in there somewhere. We'll see.
All right, let's break. We'll come back. We'll talk to Sam a little bit about some buys and stuff, and then get him out the door because he's got to get up to the Dome for the game coming up at 11:30. Back on Hot Mic here on WDAY Extra, KSFL, KMBN, and Inforum.com after this. Welcome back, everybody. Got a few minutes left here with Sam as he's getting ready for football up at the Dome coming up here at 11:30 on WDAY2. You can check them out for that first game of the day. All right. By the way, there is Bison football Saturday. Just give you a heads up.
Yeah, ready.
You can just
Ready to go.
hang over to the Dome.
I'm not going to sleep. I'm just going to hang out at the Dome and just spend the night there.
Give us you're doing some overview here on Youngstown State for your segment on Bison Game Day. What stands out when you've seen about the Penguins so far this year?
Quarterback's pretty good.
Yeah.
Tim talked about him a lot in the press conference. I know we talked about him building up into the game throughout the week and even the months before. And I met Bo.
You interviewed Bo,
I met Bo at
Sioux Falls.
the Missouri
Yeah.
Valley Football
Yeah.
Conference Media Day, and not a big guy.
Yeah.
And
He's not 6 foot.
Yeah.
It reads 6 foot on the roster. He ain't 6 foot.
No, he's probably about my height. I'm not 6 foot.
Because I say 6 foot on my driver's license.
Oh,
I'm not
you
6 foot.
liar. I'm generous. I say like 5'9", so I appear taller to other people. But I met him, and I was looking at him. You really run for 130 yards
Yeah,
a game?
yeah.
And then I watched the tape.
Right?
I was cutting video
Yeah.
of him yesterday.
He can move.
He can move.
Yeah.
And it's not so much what he can do in the designed run game. It's he can extend a play just like Cole does and take off downfield
Yeah, yeah.
and completely either flip the field or score a touchdown. So he's impressive, and he's got a good arm too. He can throw the long ball. So the secondary will probably be tested this week. But
Without Jalen Crumby, it sounds like, too.
Yep.
Crumby with an MCL injury, so they're going to be – I would imagine that means Taylor probably gets his
I would
first
assume
career
so.
start.
I would assume injuries are starting to get to
Because the Bison are also without Will Stile, too, in the safety room,
Yep,
too.
into the depth chart, the injuries are starting to get to the Bison defense a little bit, but the Youngstown defense, I haven't been impressed with it. I have to get
Pitiful,
Kyle's
I think.
analysis to see what he thinks
Yeah.
of it, but they've given up some points
Yep.
this year, so I think that's something that the Bison could take advantage of.
I think for people that watched, certainly in South Dakota, that watched the Jackrabbits play at Youngstown, SDSU did whatever they wanted against Youngstown in the second half of
They
that
did,
game.
but on the flip side of that, Youngstown also was able to get points up on the
They
board
did.
as well
They
and
got
keep it a
30.
game. So
Yep.
if it could be a track meet, who
Yeah.
knows? I mean, that's something that we could see, but I think the defense will shut them down.
This is just that weird game after the emotional win Saturday,
Yeah.
knowing full well what's next Saturday in Grand Forks. Here's a team that's not – they're not terrible. They're 5-3. They're fighting for their playoff lives.
Well, you
This
said it
is
there. They're fighting for the rest of the
this
season.
This is
yeah.
not a just a rubber stamp. Bison are going to hammer them win. I
No.
think we could have hopefully we have a really good game. I'd love to call a close game.
I think we will. I don't know how close, but I think we'll get a pretty solid game. I'm looking forward to it, and hopefully the crowds there are good. How are they going to respond? To Youngstown State, who hasn't had success in a while.
I would
coming
tell
in?
you, if you are on social media and see the amount of coaches tweeting out about coming to the game.
You can tell
means ticket sales aren't great either.
You can tell they want people in there to fill up the place a little bit.
Last thing before we go, your story for Bison Game Day is a guy we've been talking about, I think, for almost a calendar year since he verbally committed to NDSU, and that's Ryan Babbitt.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, we're going to see him more in the offensive line rotation throughout the rest of the season now, and he told me in fall camp, he told me this story, and I thought it was so interesting. He's only been playing football. This is his 5th year playing football. He was a soccer player before him.
Which is also scary.
Yeah, and he was a defenseman, and he just told me I was getting too big. I was getting a little clumsy out there, so made the transition over to football, and that was his freshman year of high school. And now to see that he's going to play a big factor on the NDSU offensive line in his freshman year of college, really impressive. So we talked to him about that. He's coming off of a huge senior year athletically as well. State championship in the shot put, second place performance in wrestling, then carry that over into this year. He's a really impressive kid, and the coaches are very high on him.
He was a first-team All-State selection in football to go with it, too.
Not bad. He's got a brother down there, too, in Buffalo that's doing pretty well. I also have another story. The Sanford Spotlight this week is on familiar face, Jackson Money, who's now and spending time in the G League, but since he left NDSU, he went and played for the Uganda national team and then had an ankle injury. Not Achilles, but the muscle around the Achilles, so he's been working back from that. Okay. Now he's in California getting ready for the G League season, so chatted with him about that.
Boy, it's been a wild ride for that guy where, you think about the end of last year, he breaks his wrist, and we don't know what that could have done for the Bison.
Yeah.
Because I think they would have done some damage in Sioux Falls if they were healthy there. Then gets invited to Chicago to the NBA G League Combine. Gets this injury playing for the national team overseas, and now a chance to work out in the G League. That's considering the guy 2 years ago was at Northern State and Aberdeen. Right now, this happened, and it's wild.
He told me too. It's just it's a fun ride he's been on, and being a kid from West Fargo, North Dakota, not many people get to experience that, but he's taking it for what it is and having fun doing it, and hopefully he has a good pro career coming up.
All right, you got to get out of here. Have a great call today, and tomorrow we'll see you at the Dome on Saturday. Okay,
absolutely.
All right, guys. Sam Goetzinger, you'll be hearing them all over the next couple days, including later today, 11:30 for our first game with Hillcrest Lutheran and Border West coming up on WDAY 2. We'll break. You're going to hear from Carson Wentz, him speaking after finding out his season is done. We'll chat some Bison. Yeah, former Colts great.
Colts great.
We'll talk some Bison women's hoops as well. We're back after this.